Good evening and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but nothing's gonna grow. I'm playing with y'all. I've gotten over yesterday's devastation, and before I even get started with that business, I will say yesterday was a bad day altogether. I woke up feeling horrible and I thought, I'm not waiting until the end of August and late July to get to these doctors. Something is going on, but I don't know what it is. And so I looked up my symptoms because I ended up with brand new symptoms yesterday morning. I woke up, number one, I was burning, okay? And then number two, I just felt funny. I was like, I don't feel right. Something is wrong here and I need to get this checked out. So I said, well, I could call my doctor because my doctor, he could get me in the same day. But I forgot. He went out of town because this is the holiday week. So I was like, well, I have no choice but to go to ER, which is a minimum of 5 hours waiting in that waiting room. But then they come out, they do your vitals and all that. So when you do go back, the doctor is waiting on you, but still you're waiting for 5 hours. Well, God was on my side yesterday because when I walked into that ER at 10 a.m., there was no one in the waiting room. I was like, what? This waiting room is usually packed. So I get up in there and the first thing I said to the receptionist was, is this my lucky day or what? She was like, listen, she was like, it's quiet now, but just wait until the 4th. So anyway, I got registered, took me right to the back, and within 1 minute, a doctor was there. So I told him, I said, doctor, I didn't go into all this other stuff I'm going into because I'm already scheduled to see specialists, you know, for my throat and for the sleep apnea business. So I didn't want to waste his time explaining that business. I figured this was something totally different. And if it was related, he would pick up on it at some point. I said, doctor, I said, you know what? I said, I looked up my symptoms. I know we're not supposed to look online. I said, but with what's going on with me, I had to look to see what this could be. And I told him, I explained my symptoms. He said, what do you think it is? I said, I think it's a UTI. He said, that's exactly what it is. He's like, but we better check to be sure. So of course I had to do the testing for that, and boom, bang, I lit up like a little Christmas tree. So now I'm on this medication called Bactrim DS, which stands for double strength. So I'm on 800 milligrams. It's a 7-day course that I have to take twice a day. It's the biggest horse pill I've ever seen in my life to date. And so it took me 2 hours to get one down last night because with this ostomy, oh no, you dare not take a horse pill. So I had to cut it. I had a pill cutter. I cut it in like 10 little teeny tiny chunks. And it took me 2 hours to get them down because my niece and I are the exact same. We have a hard time with swallowing pills. Me, I can do a coated pill, but you know, just a regular pill, oh no. And so I gagged and everything else, but it took me 2 hours to finish. So I finally got it down. And so today I went, because I forgot to get some applesauce yesterday. So today I went and got some applesauce and some pudding so that I could just crush the peel, put it in either the applesauce or the pudding, and then take it that way. Just swallow, you know, the crushed part with the scoopful and then just follow it. I did that today because I had to take my first dose. But what I decided to do, instead of using the applesauce or the pudding, I decided, well, I'm eating some rice right now, so I may as well do it with the rice. Why did I do that? Oh, that was the most bitter pill since Flagyl. Now, Flagyl, which is an antibiotic, that's a bitter pill no matter how you take it. But this is really, I mean, I was like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. And so I'm sitting up here thinking, I'm gonna be scared tonight when I take that second pill. I don't know if the applesauce and pudding will cut it, but I'm gonna have to chalk through it because I plan to finish out the course of this antibiotic. Because let me tell you, I woke up this morning feeling, not this morning, this afternoon actually, feeling like a new person. I said, wow, I said, this must have been going on for a while, and I'm wondering if some of these other symptoms had something to do with the UTI. But I can tell that the peel is working, so because of that, I don't care how it tastes, I've just got to get it down. It might take me 2 hours again. No, it's not, because I'm going to swallow it in one gulp with that pudding tonight on a tablespoon. I'm not trying to fool with the teaspoon. I'm a mess. I'm not going to try to fool with the teaspoon. I will be using the tablespoon and going glup, and then whatever happens behind that glup, I've got to deal with it. I did buy some cranberry juice. Oh, and that does not chase it, because when that nightmare happened with the rice and that peel and it was bitter, I decided, oh, let me just take a glup of this cranberry juice. That made it worse, okay? So I just had to deal with it. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, every time I moved my mouth, the taste would just come flooding back. And so I did have a piece of candy, and I eventually sucked on that, and eventually the taste went away. But even with the candy, that taste went away when it felt like going away. So y'all pray my strength, y'all. Y'all just pray my strength. Okay, we have some losses here. And like I said, I hope this video uploads. Yesterday's video would not upload at all. I don't care what I tried to do. I may try it again tonight to see if it goes through. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's from YouTube's end, which I would doubt, but it could be, because you're using YouTube to upload. I tried it, I didn't know if it was from my end. I don't know what it was, but every time I hit to upload the video, it would tell me that I had 37 hours before the video would upload. So perhaps it was on some sort of pause. I don't know. So I kept the film. So if I can upload it tonight, I'll try to. Just know that was yesterday's video. I did get that 2-minute video off. And how that happened, because even that took a long time, and 2-minute videos usually take me less than 10 seconds to upload. The shorter the video, the faster it uploads, as you all may already know. Okay, but before we get to the potato nightmare, and I did bring the potatoes in so y'all can see my harvest, let's get to what's happening today. First of all, outside I've got lots of green bean flowers. The corn is still growing. As you can see, it is getting ready to rain. We are expecting rain for the next 3 days starting tonight. So here it comes without fail. And so because of that, I did not do any watering today. And I did not water in here today, and I'm still not, although I have some plants. I know they're not stressed. What they're doing is they're conserving water, although they look dry. I might need to go on because I got too many tomatoes to let that go. So I think I will throw a little water on the tomatoes there, just because I have so many on the vine. They probably need that water for energy to keep producing, and because the tomatoes are getting even bigger, as you can see. So I'll go on and water that, because he is drooped a little bit, but he feels okay when I touched it. And then of course every day my ground cherries go. So, but my squash went today. Why? I don't know. So I'm going to hit the ones that are, because I have a lot of ground cherries on this, and I have some flowers on that one, although that one's doing okay. And then this one down here, the gooseberry, I haven't gotten any blooms or flowers yet, but it's drooped. So I'm gonna go on and water it. But they're gonna be, well, they're not gonna skip 2 days. I'm gonna show y'all what I did. They're gonna get drip irrigation. Okay, then tomatoes are still, they're putting out. This one hasn't given me any Cherokee purples yet, but I believe they're coming. It looks like one, it might be coming right there. In fact, it is one coming. Okay, so I got one coming right there, and I still have flowers, and then some of the flowers have died off. I pollinated it real well by shaking it every day. So any day now, I expect to see tomatoes. These are doing all right. They're coming along slowly, but they're hanging in there. And even if they're small tomatoes, well, they're going to be green the whole time. But they're getting the little zebra stripes. They're called green zebra. So, and we've got some more flowers coming on it. So I'm satisfied with it. I'm happy for my okra because it is finally starting to take off. And usually, I think I've mentioned before, okra here in Michigan always takes off in July. So it's right on schedule to take off. And when that thing gets big, boy, oh boy, it'll probably have to go outside because it will get tall. Okay, here we go, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Seed alert, seed alert. We got a perfect germination. So this is the last seed alert until we do the fall crops in late July. So we got 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you see it right there. There's 4 right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I planted 9 seeds. I might have planted 10. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But if it's 10, 9 out of 10 isn't bad. And if it's only 9, 9 out of 9 is 100. Wait, let's see. I was looking, I thought I saw a 10th. 9 out of 9 is 100% success. I'm looking at the cherry trees. They're both getting leaves and doing really well. Strawberries are doing good. This flower, it just refuses to die, okay? And I've been waiting for it to give up the ghost, but it looked like it's got a new leaf over there. It's lost all its chlorophyll, that's for sure. It'll come back over the winter though. The mint is going ham again. The spearmint is going ham. The creeping rosemary is starting to take off again. And Morris, the mojito, is really doing good. Look at him. Ever since I cut him. So I'm gonna propagate some for my sister. I told her to wait a little bit because I wanted to bush out, and Morris is starting to bush out. This strawberry is hanging in there. I know I'm gonna lose the runner because I lost the runner on this one too. So I guess you better wait until that strawberry itself opens, the plant itself, before sticking a runner, you know, in with the plant. The rest of them are doing good. Even those 2 will survive, but that runner won't. So I think I'm gonna clip those off and just, you know, in fact, let me do it now. And then I can just give the rest of the plant energy. Hold on. Clip number 1, clip number 2. I hate giving up because those were 2 strawberry plants, but they're really, I would rather the plant have more energy. Now this one can survive and do well. I mean, he's still sick. He's in critical condition, but he'll bounce back. And if he doesn't, then I'll just take him out of there. But the rest of them are doing good. Okay. Now, I took some other losses. Only one of the propagations of mine, these were mine here, only one took, and this one I can tell it took. There's a leaf coming right there. These 2, they have died. And how I know? You see no green, none whatsoever. As you can see, I'm gonna leave them in there, but I can look and tell that they're dead because they would be green. They've turned black. This one right here, beautiful. It took all over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 sets of leaves thus far from what I can see. And then this one is starting to sprout. So if these 2 are dead, my sister and I are gonna split the 3. So I'll get 2, she'll get 1. And that's that. And then I'm hoping that the grapevines, I can see green on those still. All of them have some green on them. So they are alive. So they might take a little bit longer. Okay, now that we're through, raspberry. He looks like he's growing and he's dying. So I don't know if I should cut this down to the nub, because even where I got these little raspberries, well, they're still alive. So I'm gonna leave that little branch, and it's a nice little branch. It's green, but everything else is dying off. So I think I'm gonna cut this thing down to the nub. I'm gonna leave that new cane, and I'm gonna leave this one right here, which comes from the main cane. And then that way I will get those 3 little raspberries. See, there's one right there. I'm gonna leave that. I don't know. Maybe I should just leave it alone. That's my problem. Okay, now, I decided, before I get to the potatoes, I decided that I'm I'm done for the year with the potatoes. Whatever comes, and here comes the rain, I hear drops. And I don't have to worry about the roof because that board keeps it up enough to where the rain slides right down. It has rained numerous times since I've had that board up there, and I haven't had any sagging at all. Okay, but I decided I'm stressed over these potatoes. They have bugged me all summer. I'm trying too hard. Sometimes you just have to sit back and regroup. I decided for the rest of the summer, I'm not even gonna worry about the potatoes, period. When those plants die in the keyhole garden, that's it. But now next year, the one thing I know that I'm going to do different, two things I have seen with two different ones who had successful potato growth, because I used the exact same amendments that you used, but two things. One used blood meal and said that was her secret. She said when she added blood meal and a lot of it. And see, I had always seen videos, but sometimes these videos don't always, I mean, it depends on your zone, your climate, and all that. Because we know that blood meal contains the nitrogen, which will give you a good, the leaves. But I have never had really good leaves on the potatoes. So perhaps the blood meal for me would work, because if it gives me some good leaf production, as long as I'm adding the other amendments that will help for the potatoes underground or underneath, then that might be the perfect combination for me. The second thing that I have said I was going to buy, but it's so darn expensive here, but I think if I bought it, since you only use a teaspoon of it to a whole gallon of water, it's going to be worth the investment. So when I get my birthday money, that's being added to my repertoire when I stock up on fertilizers mid-month here. Because I said any birthday money that I get, from family or whoever is going to be used towards stocking up on my fertilizers, because I'm pretty much out. I've got some things, but my main fertilizers that are all-purpose, that's what I'm out of, like bone meal, blood meal. I need some more chicken manure, that type of thing. But, and I need worm castings. But all my specialty fertilizers, which are dedicated to maybe one thing, I have plenty of that. So I don't have to even think about replacing that at this time. It'll probably be another year or two or longer before I need to replace anything. But, so the fish emoji is the fertilizer that I have never purchased, that I said that I was going to purchase. And I could use fish guts, fish scraps. Don't want to do that. I'll just use the stuff that's already made up that I can mix with a gallon of water and use. I have some buckets with tops, so the smell won't get to me. I could mix some of that up, a whole bucket full, with maybe 2 teaspoons, and just use it, for next year when I plant my plants. I'll amend with it, and then if anything needs fertilizing in the meantime, I'll do that. And then the third thing, like I said last night, the dirt. That's where I really made a huge mistake. Even in the keyhole garden, although there's soil in that keyhole garden and there's lots of leaves and things like that, organic matter, I think it needs a little more soil. And I might use this black cow and go on and pour it in there. But for the front, I decided I didn't get any soil or anything. That's just blank. Although those potatoes are in there, I had a lot of seed potatoes that were still good. They hadn't rotten. They did sprout, but they never really put off anything. They put off a plant, but no potatoes at all. So I cut that mess down and I throw them back out there. So I'm going to leave them as Irish way. Irish way, there's a method called the Irish way that you can use. That's when you plant your potatoes out in September and then they come up in the spring of the year. At the time that you're planting your other potatoes, they come up and then you get an earlier harvest. And they call it the Irish way. The people in Scotland and Ireland, that's how they plant potatoes. So, and it's successful for them. So I may as well just leave them in there and see if anything happens. But who cares? If it don't, I dig up the rotten potatoes and then I go on with my new batch next year. But I'm not sure if I want to plant in that same spot again next year. We'll see. I'm gonna come up with something. Believe me, next year is gonna be the year that Que-stead-Que gets some potatoes. But in the meantime, this was my harvest. I think I counted out 20. They're all small, and a few of them look like they were trying to grow, and I did pull them early because the plants were not dead by no means, but with this rain coming and all this rain, believe me, I found some rotten ones. It would have been more had the potatoes, some of them had not rotted out. Some of them had rotted out really bad. Then I found a couple of slugs in there, so I'm quite sure, you know, he played a part. But these are the potatoes that I got, y'all. This is my harvest from that front bed. So, I mean, although I was upset yesterday, looking at it today, it's really not all that bad. It's nowhere, yeah, it is bad. But it will give me a meal, okay? So, I'm going to use them. I'm not even going to cure them up. I'm just going to use them now. I can put them in whatever I'm cooking or whatever. I might make me a nice little batch of smothered potatoes with them. So, at least I can say that I got some. And see, this is some more damage that I found too. And this came specifically from the rainwater. Specifically. So some of them, I better eat them now or else they're not going to be any good. I've got at least, there's 4 of them like that, 5 right there. All of them are just about scabbed over. And that has nothing, I did not have to shovel. The ground was so wet. When I pulled the garlic, I also pulled that yesterday. And it was time to pull the garlic. I looked at my date. I planted that garlic on the 24th of September. So I was like, okay, I can go and pull this. Plus the leaves were starting to die back. They just hadn't died back all the way. I pulled them just in time, you guys. I pulled them in the nick of time because those garlic leaves, one garlic had gone bad. It had split and it was from the water. The rest of them were fine. So, and they pulled right up. I didn't have to do any digging for that, nor the potatoes. In fact, when I tried to dig through that hard soil, I was like, I know these things nothing developed underground. That ground was just too hard because I never turned the soil or nothing. I just dropped it on that rock hard ground. And my sister was like, that's why you didn't get no potatoes. I was like, yeah, I know. That's why. So, you know, here's hoping for the keyhole garden. But if I don't get any, or if they're small like that, I'll be thankful for what I do get. I know there are a few in there. Y'all saw the few small ones in there. But I only pulled back like 1 plant to see. But we'll see what happens, okay? Alrighty, the other thing I'm about to do is drip irrigation. My drill comes in handy, and I need to keep thanking my friend for giving me those tools. I took and drilled a little hole in the top. I had 6 bottles in there. 6 bottles and a water bottle on tomorrow because y'all know I'm going out of town. And I'm going to be gone for 2 days. I won't be back until Saturday morning, which means these plants are going to need something. So for that squash plant, that the tomatoes, and the pineapple ground cherry plant, they will get the drip irrigation. I'm going to tie a string. I actually should have drilled it at the bottom instead of the top. Duh. Yeah. In fact, I might go back in there and do it. I'm gonna go back and drill it at the bottom and then tie the string around the top and just hang it. I'm gonna hang them the bottles from the rafter so that it'll be a steady drip of water that they'll get over 2 days. They still might stress, but then again, they may not. You know, it might be just enough to keep them going for those 2 days. I don't think they're gonna die. I don't think I'm gonna take any losses. The plants outside, I don't even have to worry about those unless an animal comes along because we're going to be getting rain. That rain is going to come with humidity, so the humidity may keep these other ones moist. I'm going to give them a very good water on before we leave on Thursday morning. And so they'll have to survive for Friday. They won't get anything. And depending on what time we get back, because we're scheduled to come back Saturday, I think we're leaving. I know hotel checkout time is 12 and it's with our family reunion. I don't know if we're going to gather anywhere or whatever. So I'm hoping we come back early enough to where it's still daylight when I get back, and then I can come and water the plants. And then my sister has her garden too. So she's worried about hers as well. So therefore, I'm quite sure we'll be back at it before dark. Wow, I can hardly talk. Okay, so we're at 24 minutes, so I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. And hopefully this video will upload for me on this evening. If it does, you will see it. So anyway, I thank you all for watching and being patient with me. And y'all keep me in your prayer because, yeah, I feel much better though. I feel so much, and I'm so glad that I went to that ER because I would have been out of town and I wouldn't have felt well. And so I feel well enough now to where I know that I am going to thoroughly enjoy the family reunion. And I bought me a new piece. I decided since I'm going into 60s, I need a gray goose. So I bought a salt and pepper, y'all. See? Okay. Just wanted y'all to see that. So I got it on because it's curly like the other one. And believe me, that one that I always wear, it looked long and everything. It was just as tight as this one when I got it last year. In fact, this is the same one. And so I just went with the different color. I said, it's time to go gray. So I said, eventually I'll try something silver. I don't know. It all depends. Everybody keeps telling me I should try blonde or brown or red. I'm not trying to look 20 anymore. I'm trying to look my age, which is 60. Now, I'm not trying to look 80 or 90, but 60-year-olds, I have some cousins who are right in my age range who are totally gray, and their gray hair is absolutely beautiful. Why can't I have gray hair? Okay, it might be a wig, but hey, I can wear whatever. So, but if I had enough hair to wear, it would be gray because the hair I have is gray. So why, I don't know why people be tripping when they see me with a gray wig on. I'm like, okay, I'm not 20. That's why. Okay, but anyway, oh, wait a minute, y'all. Let me zoom in here. I just noticed something. It looks as if my ground cherries are about ready. Should I let them? I think I'm gonna just, yep, because that one is open, one is brown. They're gonna fall pretty soon. I'm gonna let them fall. Then a slug might get them. I don't know. I'm gonna look inside and see if they've turned the golden color. And if so, then they're about to get plucked, y'all. Alrighty, I just noticed that. Okay, so we're at 27 minutes, so let me get off of here because once we hit that 30-minute mark, oh boy, this thing might not upload. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.